Hey, this is HQ. We are about to get into this clip with Leader Jeffries and more from Maryland. So hold tight. So it seems like on the surface that Hakeem and Westmoreland are having this press conference because of everyday stuff. High prices, groceries, concerns about the next election, X, Y, and Z. Nothing unusual, just another political event, right? But once you listen to them, a couple statements jump out. And these aren't small comments either. These are the kind of statements that tell you what they really think is happening and why they believe certain political moves by Donald Trump are justified or not justified. So let's get into the first statement.
Very deeply personal issue for me, where our state, there has been no state that's been hit harder by the policies of the Trump administration than Maryland. There's been no state that has had to deal with 25,000 fired federal workers like we have, more than any other state in this country, that we've had to deal with billions of dollars taken away from our balance sheet from the federal government. We've had to deal with the fact that we have not received a single dollar in federal disaster relief from FEMA, despite the fact that we've had historic floods throughout our state and in areas of Western Maryland, which voted for Donald Trump.
So here's the first one. Westmoreland said there has been no state that has been hit harder than Maryland. And these people are Trump supporters. He don't explain how he's measuring that. He did say that it was a whole bunch of federal workers that were fired. He just says it like it's a fact. And maybe it is. I don't know. Why does it matter, though? Because once you say your state was hurt more than any other state, you're saying the normal rules shouldn't apply. You're saying the situation was so bad that extreme responses were make sense. This line is not just about complaining. It's setting the stage for why Maryland should be allowed to do things other states might not be able to do, especially when it comes to changing election maps, which is probably why they're really having this meeting. People who support him hear this as Westmoreland standing up to the punishment from Donald Trump. And people who don't support him hear it as an exaggeration meant to justify a political move that's already being planned, gerrymandering more of the map.
Now is political redlining. He's trying to eliminate black leadership, elected leadership throughout this country. And so, no, I will not sit on my hands. I will not sit quiet. We are going to fight for our democracy. We're going to fight for our people. And I'm really proud of the work that the Governor's Redistricting Advisory Commission just did, the recommendations that they put forward. I'm thankful for the work that our first Afro-Latina Speaker of the House in the state of Maryland, Jocelyn Pena-Melnick, is doing to make sure that our democracy is protected. And I'm looking forward to working with our legislature in order to make sure these maps get passed.
So it is about gerrymandering. This is where things really escalate, right? He says what the president of the United States is trying to do is eliminate black leadership, elected leadership throughout the country. This is what he's saying because of the maps and the scheme of gerrymandering that Donald Trump has tried to get the Republican states to do. What Moore is saying here is not that the policies had bad side effects. He's saying this is being done on purpose. He's accusing the president of intentionally trying to remove black leaders from power by doing the gerrymandering of Republican states. That's a serious claim. And he makes it even stronger by reminding everyone that he's the only black governor in the country. The message is clear. This is personal and this is intentional. Why is it controversial, though? Because once you frame it this way, questioning the claim can make someone sound like they're denying racism altogether. Supporters hear Moore finally saying out loud what they have been seeing happening. Critics hear a very serious accusation being made without proof, shown right there in that moment when West said the elimination of black leadership.
Election in modern American history that Donald Trump and Republicans are trying to rig by gerrymandering congressional maps all across the country. They have failed with their scheme, but we're not going to let our foot off the gas pedal. We're in this fight until we win this fight for the American people.
Now Hakeem Jeffries steps in and says, this is the most important midterm election in American modern day history. Donald Trump and the Republicans are trying to rig the maps, gerrymander the maps all across the country. What Jeffries is really saying is simple. The election is being cheated before it even happens. When someone says an election is being rigged, they're not talking about normal politics anymore. They're saying the system itself is broken. And once people believe that, then almost any counter move starts to feel justified. Once people believe that, then almost any counter move starts to feel justified. Redistricting stops sounding like a political strategy and starts sounding like self-defense. Supporters hear a warning they think is necessary. Critics hear the same kind of behavior being excused by saying the other side did it first. When you put all of this together, you see the pattern. First, Moore says Maryland was hurt worse than anyone else. Then he says the harm was intentional and racially motivated. Then Jeffries says the election itself is rigged. Step by step, the message becomes clear. This is an emergency and normal rules don't apply. The controversy isn't just about what was said. It's about what they're asking people to accept next and whether calling something protected democracy can also be used to reshape it. So we will see what goes on with the redistricting of Maryland's map. If they will be able to do it, how will it be done? Will they have enough votes to get it done? Will people accept it? So we will see.